My name is Alexandria Wails. My friends call me Lexi. That's really what I go by. I'm 21 years old and pretty much ready. Yeah, well, I've always really been into comedy. I know that it's more of the hardest to do just because it has to have truth in it, which is a big thing that I focused on in high school and a really big thing that drew me to it. I love the idea of the captain in the last one with the mustache. That's so funny. Actually, I had terrible stage fright. I like to watch up until high school. I really liked to just watch it. I didn't like to be in it. I was just afraid of people looking at me. And then I was required to take an acting class for the credit. And then they said, well, we need help for a senior directed play. Can you please do it? And I was like, okay, this time. And I had 2 weeks to learn the role. It was a really simple, easy role. I learned it. And then the play got a standing ovation. And I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. Yeah, it was actually very similar to my high school experience of getting into theater. I knew that it was what I wanted to do. So I went it was like a scholarship kind of thing in Austin just to see if I could get any scholarships, and I didn't. So I was pretty bummed out about it, but the American Academy of Dramatic Arts actually called me, and they were like, well, we saw your audition, and we don't have a scholarship for you, but we would really like you to audition for our school. And then I did, and then 6 weeks, not even, 3 weeks later, I was accepted, and I was like, all right, this is where I'm going. It was great. It was completely different from small town. Every town I grew up in was small. Everybody knew everybody. Completely different. It was like a culture shock. But I really enjoyed it, and I wouldn't even if I didn't like acting at all, I would not have regretted that experience. It helped me even in my social life. It was great. Yeah, well, my mom actually took my student loans out, and she wanted to buy a house. So I felt like, what's fair is fair. You help me go to college, and I'll help you buy a house. So I came back, and now she has a house. Well, what I learned was kind of in between. I did all the Meisner and the repetition and everything. I know of it, but it's kind of in between, just going for it, acting and method acting, because I don't want to live my life like that person, but I definitely want to take as much as I can from that person and add a little bit of myself into it. On film, probably the same as stage. I tend to go towards the teenage characters that they're funny because everything sucks. They hate life. Just for me watching it, I love watching ABC Family kind of stuff, like sitcoms. I'm really into that. I don't know, I've never tried doing it though, so I'm excited for that. Oh, that's a big one. Well, my favorite movie is The Breakfast Club. I feel like that made a really big impact on me because no matter how old you get in life, there's always kind of some sort of stereotype group. And I think the biggest scene that affected me was when they were all just circled around, just being people, talking to each other. And that affected me with the older I get. I just think about it and it's well, I can talk to you because you're just person to person. There's nothing in between us.